If someone insults you right now, do you want to win or do you want to be right? Most people don't lose because the other person is stronger. They lose because their emotions are faster. Have you ever been interrupted while speaking, talked down to in front of others, or received a sarcastic comment that felt unnecessary? It's strange. They're just words. But the impact can last all day. You replay the conversation in your head, thinking, I should have said this instead. The real problem isn't the words. The problem is this. Your brain interprets disrespect as a social threat. Psychologically, when someone is rude, your primitive brain activates. It sees it as an attack on your status and self-worth. And in that moment, you feel the urge to fight back. That's where the first mistake happens. Rude people often win for one reason. They control the tempo, they make you react. And once you react emotionally, you lose control. In psychology, this is called an emotional hijack. Your rational brain temporarily shuts down. Impulse takes over. That's why your response is often too aggressive, too defensive, or too silent, followed by regret. Meanwhile, the rude person notices. So if you want to stop rude behavior instantly, the key is not retaliation. The key is shifting the power dynamic. When someone says something rude to you, don't answer immediately. Pause, look at them, take a breath, just 3 seconds. Silence is not weakness. Silence sends a message. I'm not triggered. In nonverbal communication, silence creates pressure. The person who just spoke harshly will start to feel uncomfortable because they expected anger, but you didn't give it to them. Power often belongs to the calmest person in the room. After the pause, use one simple sentence. What do you mean by that? Say it calmly, not aggressively. Why is this effective? Because rude people often speak impulsively. They don't prepare explanations. When you ask for clarification, you force them to think, and many times they retreat on their own. Example, why are you so slow? Respond with, slow in what way? Not defending, not attacking, just asking for specificity. When there's no real foundation behind their words, they lose momentum. You didn't fight, but you took control. The biggest mistake is responding with another insult, because that turns the conflict personal. If you need to set a boundary, use this structure. I'm not comfortable with the way that was said. Notice the difference. You didn't say, you're rude. You said, I'm not comfortable with that behavior. You focus on the action, not their identity. This keeps you composed, and it's much harder to argue against. What if they continue? Repeat your boundary calmly, without changing the sentence. Example, I'd like us to speak respectfully. If they push again, I'd like us to speak respectfully. Again. I'd like us to speak respectfully. This is called the broken record technique. People who seek drama get tired when there's no emotional fuel. You don't escalate, you don't entertain, you remain steady, and steady wins. The strongest person in the room is not the loudest. It's the most controlled. When you stop reacting, you stop being manipulated. And when you control your response, you control the situation. So next time someone is rude to you, remember, pause, ask, set boundaries, or walk away. Maturity is not about revenge, it's about choice.